powerinc, wake up movement, and I'm encouraging my people to be radical thinkers for a changed mindset. We are awakening. The question is, are you awakening? Are you asleep? It's one or the other. It's one or the other. This is a self-help program for rebuilding and self-healing. I don't bring you the news. I speak on the issues to give you a solution from my perspective. The homeless. Sad to see people out there like that. I got a big heart, and ain't nothing never changed since I was a small kid. And it's always been hard to see people following hard times. And within Power Inc., we done looked out for them, giving out food at times, and just doing kind things when it's at hard time for us as people. And I'm the type of person I always like to come up with a solution to every problem, or at least a direction to have a better outcome. You know, it just I always raise my eyebrow to see where we at in these times. And at the worstest times, this terrible system failed us as people even more, even worse. And I guess since the corona hit, this is my perspective where I think why we have so many homeless people out and about. Uh, so when epidemic hit, when it hit, they shut us down. They shut our cities. They shut the world down to a certain extent, to the max they could do, and the world looked pretty vacant. You know, looked like ghost towns everywhere. They forced a lot of people who live check to check, like a lot of people do. You know, who just work just to get by. You know, call it what you want. Everybody don't have a lot of skills because the system been failing for so long, and it's really showing within the toughest times ever. A lot of people don't have a lot of skills, so they get wherever job that floats for them, wherever works for them to get by. You know, and I know how it is. You got to get by. You got to do what you got to do to put some on the table. But when it hit, they forced. They didn't have no solution because the system, the government failed us as people. They just told people to stay at home and gave out lies. Don't worry about paying your bills. Don't worry about paying your mortgage. You know, we're gonna hold back on everything. The government got you. They played the people. I knew it. I knew it. You know how much I was blessed to keep a job at the time. I got a so-called essential job. We make ventilations for hospitals and call it what you want. So I was blessed enough to stay working. But the government failed us tremendously. For one, they could have prevented from being so bad. You know, you can call it what you want it. Homeboy Trump was in office. He's in charge, but there's a lot of other people's in charge as well. Could have enforced it. There's a lot of things could have been done. People with businesses, the boats, you know, the cruises. Nobody stepped up to the plate to take the matter serious. And the virus was just going around crazy, just ramping up, and nobody did nothing to stop. It was going crazy over China. I was paying attention because I'm the type of person to pay attention to my awareness and stay up on game of what's going on around the world, what's going around in my environment. And they allowed it to get to where it got right over here because they never prevented or stopped nothing until they got here. They could have prevented it how bad it was. That's the fact. That's the fact. I don't need nobody to tell me that because I see it. And I believe most people seen it if you're paying attention. You don't have to watch the news. You just be aware. I don't watch the news. I be aware of what's going on. And that was a prime example. And if you don't know what's going on, you'll be lost or you'll be sick or you would have been one of the people in the hospital just being dumbfounded about what was going on. And they could have prevented it. They didn't. They failed tremendously. Seeing the whole world seeing the clowns that's in position that supposed to be in so-called leadership, they failed us tremendously. They didn't do their jobs. And a lot of people lost their lives. And I feel sorry for the people that's homeless out here because the government failed us. The system failed us. And they told people to go home. The government, don't worry about paying your bills. This is what they said. So I believe that was a problem. And boom, let's go back to work. Let's go back to work. Wasn't no line of respect. They just told people to go back to work. Where the respect for the people, you know what I mean? What where the stimulus check, where was all this money at before? They didn't plan this out to take care of the people. They didn't make really solid decisions and really sit down and really thought about it to be really thankful or thinking of a good solution of what was going on. They shut it down, because they panicked, because they weren't on top of it from the get-go. So right afterwards, they thought they was on top of things to a certain extent. They tell people to go back to work. And I believe, to my perspective, I believe it pissed people off. It made people highly upset because the government failed them. They weren't sitting the stimulus check. That took a minute for that to go through. People was already in debt. I know landlords is kicking out. People didn't care. I knew it because I know people when it come down to money. I know people don't care what's going on when it come down to their money. People wanted their money. Landlords, you name it. These businesses, the light company, gas company, they wanted their damn money. You know what I mean? It's that simple. So how y'all think we get in these times where it's so bad, where homeless are everywhere? Our trash is everywhere. And we the people, and we got to try to look out for others. We got to deal with ones that's not in good mental health. And that the mental crisis was going around the globe. You know what I mean? They breaking in everything. You see glass everywhere. You go to the gym, it's always some glass broken somewhere. Because somebody's breaking in the cars, getting what they can just to get by. And we the people got to deal with it. This is why this system must be demolished. Because it's old as I don't know what, and it's not benefiting the people, and it's supposed to benefit the people. This is just my perspective. Why I feel why people didn't want to go back to work. I believe they was very upset and disappointed the government played them. Told them they couldn't work, didn't have a plan when they was off work to make sure they had their needs. So people fell in real bad situations. And the government did that such thing. They didn't have a plan. That's what I think. If I'm wrong, let me know. Hit the comments. Let me know. I'm just curious to know where we at as people. I don't hear much talk about the homeless. I don't hear a solution for the homeless. I believe it needs to be counseling everywhere, free counseling, so people can work on rebuilding themselves, reprogramming themselves, changing their mindset, so we can change our way of living. Because we must wake up to change for ourselves. We must wake up to see the system is not for nobody, unless you're filthy rich. Excuse me. Unless you're filthy rich. This is the problem. The system is failing us. The lack of knowledge is the lack of power. And that's what it is. What we gonna do? Cause us as people need to wake up so we can really lean and support on each other. Cause we can't expect the system to do it. They just showed the world the couple people is in position. They failed us as the people around the globe. Us as people have been played behind this system that's still in position to running this system, to keeping up for us as people. And they failed us. They failed the people. They failed us people. And we still divided as people. Why they keep failing us. Why they want to stay divided so they can keep conquering us as people. Why they can stay in a nice system, in a nice position, in a nice suit, behind a nice desk, in a nice big mansion, a big house, making all the money off the people and not really serving the people. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's sad to see them. I see people out there with their dogs, man. Beautiful pet bull. Love me some dogs. I love the pet bull I seen today. Man was out there with his dog. It's sad to see people out here doing bad. They hand out, It's sad to see. And obviously, I believe that people just don't want to go back to work because they feel some type of way. It ain't. Is it a job? This job's a good lord out here. For one, the jobs ain't paying enough. Talked to a guy at AutoZone. He was like, "Man, people don't want to work. They ain't paying enough." He admitted. Only why certain people work because we got other mouths we must provide for. You know, we do what we got to do. More than one job, we doing what we got to do. The cost of living, they didn't kicked up on us. Us as people really got to wake up to do for each other. This is the toughest times ever, and they made it even tougher to raise the cost of living. But y'all ready to go vote? Y'all ready to go vote? You ready to be a Democrat or a Republican? Huh? You ready to go pick a side? It's always got to be a side. Either one of them don't benefit us as people. My main focus is on my black people. B1, black first. All skin folks ain't kin folks. I know that. And we see that every day with all the drama, people bickering and fighting each other on the networks. And we should be fighting for each other. Because the system don't care. Because they busy fighting for each other to stay in position to keep the people at the bottom. Us as the people must wake up to do for ourselves as people. The system is failing us. And you see it with the homeless outside every day. And you got old goofy Joe Biden talking about lifting up the infrastructure. What about the trash? What about the homeless? What about the people? Let's lift them up before you talk about lifting up and rebuilding the infrastructure. Let's rebuild and uplift the people. Who's gonna build all this stuff you're talking about? Nobody want to work for the system no more because y'all failing us. Y'all failing us going with this old system because it benefits y'all in position. And the people are sick of it. We sick. I know I'm sick of it. And I know why people don't want to go back to work because they sick of this system. People up here asking for more for the cost of living and these jobs, the raises. No, that's not the answer. It's the system must go. The old system with the old mindset, with the old logic, it must go. That's the problem. No people in position with their nice suits on, playing this dumb political game, dividing the people. Democrat or Republican. No matter what side you're on, they ain't doing for us as people. You got homeless everywhere. You got trash everywhere, but they're going to uplift the infrastructure. Who going to do it? Huh? Who going to do it? How about y'all do right for the black people? Give us our reparation that we demand. Tell me if I'm wrong. Hit me with some comments. Be a subscriber. I talk about the issues to give you a solution. Our people need counseling. And we need a different system where it's not failing the people. I'm wrong, let me know. The homeless is not upset for what's going on, for what they did during Corona and the pandemic. The government failed us. They could have shut down traveling and everything before the epidemic got out of whack. They could have had a plan before they shut down and had ghost towns everywhere before people went flat broke and was expecting to relying on the crappy government that failed us all. And today, we the people got to deal with the people. We deal with each other as the people out here. Homeless everywhere. We the people. I ain't against nobody. Now, if you hate me for who I am, that's your problem. I don't hate nobody. I'm all about helping my people, helping each other. But I can't help nobody if you're not willing to wake up and stand up and help yourself. If you're not ready to get your own hands dirty. But tell me if I'm wrong about the system. Did it do right? Did it fail us? Why do you think the homeless out here? That's the question. Why do you think the homeless out here? Why you don't think they want to go back to work? You can't tell me there ain't more to it. It's jobs everywhere. It ain't just they ain't paying enough. It's I think it's real personal. I believe it's real personal. Because they played us during the toughest times. Oh, don't go to work. You can't go to work. We're going to shut it all down. Oh, we got control on it. Hey, go back to work. Man, people like, man, I needed my money so I can go get my nicotine, go get my drugs, go get anything I need. I don't encourage anybody to do drugs. I'm just speaking real talk as an adult. But when I'm telling you, they put us as people in a bad situation. And we was the ones that had jobs, we was looking out for the ones that didn't have jobs. And us as people need to wake up so we can really look out for ourselves as people. This system is failing us as people. How much more we got to go through? The cost of living is dumb, ridiculous. You know, nothing to talk about. How much is this? The eggs, people fighting over eggs, stealing eggs. Everything's high. Ain't nothing cheap. One job's not doing it. These jobs are still getting filthy rich. They gave out stimulus checks so they can lift up the economy. What about the people? What about the people? We the people are suffering. We're suffering. And we must wake up to do for ourselves as people. Reprogram ourselves. Because they got us programmed out here, people. I'm telling you, it's one or the other. You woke or you sleep. You brainwashed. You still rocking with the same program. Knowledge is power. It can change your thoughts. It can change your thought process, and your thoughts can change your behavior. And that could trickle down into your actions. Once you acknowledge the trauma, you can work on rebuilding yourself or healing yourself for a change. Fact of the matter is, we are traumatized and trauma people, programmed and conditioned in this system. Be awakened for a changed mindset. Wake up, my people. Wake up, my people. The lack of knowledge is the lack of power. Where's your knowledge? Are you woke? Or are you sleep? Be a subscriber, like my videos, or hit the website, get a t-shirt, show support. PowerWestNow.com. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. Did the system fail us as people? Why are the homeless still out here? That's the question. Tell me if I'm wrong or right. Let's discuss it. We can talk about it tomorrow. I'm doing this. I do something every day. There's always something going on. It's sad, but hey, I'm woke. I'm aware. Hope you get awoke or be aware to reprogram yourself. Till next time, my people, protect each other, unite with each other. Be power. I'm out.